copyright issues over music. Let's see about sound effects. Can we lower that down too? Perfect. Back. Back. And there we go. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name, of course, is Sierra Murray. In these recordings, I will be playing what I want unless there's a request, which I will try to, but no promise of success. For I'm the person with the worst aim in games and odd personality to match. For the most part, I will try to keep a positive attitude unless something comes up. So let's break a leg and get into these recordings, okay? Let's get this thing rolling. Is this how I'm starting? Oh, yes it is. Okay then. This book belongs to. Okay. Although, of course, you can't really see my keyboard right now, but currently typing in my name. Because why not? This is what every average person would do anyways with an actual book. Unless, of course, their, channel's named something different. 1997? Shoot, I was 3 at the time. Wait, was I? Yeah, I was. Born in 94, so... yeah. Interesting. Huh. This is like home decor. Except for more archaic, if you don't mind me saying. Oh, it is, in fact. Okay, then. So this is a home decorating type of game. Alright, I can get behind this. I think that should be in the very corner of a room. This, of course, gets to be up here. That way, a kid can be reminded of their achievements in life. This, so in case if the brushes need drying, they could be up on the windowsill. This here. Diary, of course, hidden almost in secret. As I've said before, those diary days. Not many kids will know about diaries no more. Unless, of course, they're lucky enough to be concerned about getting one from a store. But most these days, it's just online. Notebook for all their notes that are needed to be taken while they're learning how to live. A penny bank. Now I remember those. Especially this kind. I mean, porcelain, painted pink. Of course, that was the end era of my, beginning. I ended up having a plastic one after getting a bank account. Mostly a plastic see-through one. Simon Says, my book. Ooh, a dreidel. Now this is just one of those many things you might not ever occur to find anymore. But then again, it's the digital era. Oh, another thing. Rubik's Cube. Mind you, those things are still pretty popular, just not popular in mind's eye, per se. Most people just end up not even realizing those things even exist anymore. But you'll still see plenty of people gaining achievements just from doing a Rubik's Cube. And I will admit, unlike home decor, this does take care of the boxes for you once you're done. So, I mean, that's a plus. Plushie, of course, hidden in secret, because not many kids, unlike myself, was willing to show off or even be seen with a toy. Pony, of course, in secret with the games. Action figure. I'm gonna say down here. Ooh, another action figure. This time it's a rhinoceros orc barbarian. Interesting. Another pony. What kid in their right mind gets seen with these? Oh my. Of course, a lot of kids do, but not many of them get, what's the word? An approval from everyday people for it. Trolls. That's in good old 1900s. Even somewhat of a modern 2000s because of the Trolls series. Oh, I haven't seen these in ages. Well, kids, this is what you had before Pokemon. It was just a little tiny gadget that had a keychain link that would hook onto your belt loop, and every once in a while you took it off your belt loop to play with a little tiny monster. In fact, that's actually where Pokemon got its name. It was a pocket monster before anything else. A little cool duckling gets to be right up there. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, but this kind of looks like a teenager's room slash 10-year-old's room because of that drawing there. Oh, and the iconic pig, of course, got to be right there. Because he takes care of all your after days upon days items that you no longer use. I mean, hell, I remember once babysitting a kid who literally begged their mother for a pet that was pink. And guess what the mother's first thought was? Pot-belly pig. I mean, I'm sorry. You thought of that for a kid? I'm sorry. No. You don't put that kind of luxury on a kid. I mean, that animal in itself can literally eat anything. Oh, and of course, tape cassettes that I already put over there. Another book, of course, with the books. I'm sorry, I was one of those kids that was born with a parent that had everything be put where it has to be because mother says so. It wasn't always a luxury for me, though. I kind of liked and disliked it at the same time. Being told how to live, how to achieve things, even though, of course, she really didn't give me any pointers. I was told that I had to get a job, I had to do it on my own, that her sons got to do it on their bicycles way back when, that I should be able to as well. Of course, when I went to go and get a job, no thanks to someone who was not so kind, let's put it that way. Oh, I remember those days. Little puppy or animal with like a rainbow pattern made out of shapes on a white animal nonetheless. That was my days. But yeah, I was an unfortunate child to have to deal with that type of BS. I had to have help from someone who wasn't helpful rather than my own mother. And I know that's a bit rough to be saying, especially online, considering that there's a good small portion of people that were lucky enough to have parents that literally give them everything. Then there's those kids that are lucky enough to even have a parent, let alone a loving one, that doesn't want their child to die. I know that my mom wasn't one of those. She could have cared less what I did, as long as I did what she said. Which, of course, as I've said before, it's a rarity, but it is something that happens. Some kids are not as fortunate. But of course, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't count ourselves as one of the less or the greater lucky children. Because, I mean, any child could be lucky to have a parent. I mean, children are born how many times a day? Month? Year? You name it. So, to be honest, to be lucky to be born under any sort of parents is both a good thing and a bad thing. No joke. So there'll be times when you'll have to... Oh, let me guess. You want me to put this in the drawer where it could be hidden? Because that was those day and eras when kids actually didn't want anyone to know where their diary was. It was like a hidden treasure trove of things upon things. Now what? Is there anything less to do? Or... Oh, really? What? Where does the pig need to go? Chair? No, can't be on the chair. Fine, let me guess. The bed. Of course. But this little plushie gets to be on the ground. Oh well. Good enough. And I'm sorry that I'm reminiscing on my childhood games kind of do that. I would have to know, considering how many games have been known to make people feel nostalgic, or at the very least envious. A lot. Two 2004. Let's see here. That was like 9 years before my graduation. Gosh, this must be the teenage room. And a computer to boot. Literally, boot up is basically what the word was for turning on your computer. That must be a poster. Ah, yes it is. Murmur. Must be a band. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't much lucky when it came to my lifestyle, because, well, if you know my old childhood channel, and you know fairly well that I wasn't recording anything in any, what's the best word to put it as, any good graphics. I mean, hello, I was using my cell phone almost 100% of the time. Computer on a rare occasion. And for the most part, I didn't really have much of a category of consoles, games, and whatnot. I was lucky I had the Wii and the Sega Genesis, if any of you know what that is. Oh, and that and my mom's old Microsoft 89 computer, which is what I say my brain works as. Literally. My mind's that slow on picking up on things. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I am disabled or incapable. I mean, that's one thing people have wrong about people with disabilities. It's not that they're incapable, it's just no one's giving them any real direction. If you give a kid directions, they're obviously going to do something in life. And to be quite frank, or bluntly honest, as it is said, well, let's just say disabilities are kind of like an art project, where most people are lucky enough to have something that already gets them to where they need to be, like electronical art pad of some sort, whatnot. There are some of us who have to work harder than that with actual material. Not to diss on anyone that does use electronics to make their art pieces and whatnot, but not everyone fits in that piece of pie, if you know what I mean. As I used to say as a kid, you sometimes have to work with what you have, not with what you want or need. Not something I would actually suggest anyone to live by, but it is still a saying, one way or another. Boots. I think boots should be on the outside area. Alright, next one. Ah, the motherboard of all the computer. This is just the monitor. This is what computers actually look like. Put the disk inside there, or maybe even a floppy disk if you had one. And by disk, I mean CD, but the floppy disk was a literal rectangular flat piece of plastic with a piece of metal on it that swiped to the right so that it could literally get into the motherboard wiring of the chip, or floppy disk as it was called, but it was actually just a very huge chip like you have in your cell phones, but more big. Alright, let's see here. Those slips. Oh, no, that's something else. Oh my. that should be probably demonetized, but unfortunately I do not have the luxury. I cannot blur that little image out, kids. Sorry. Let's push that drawer. Again? Jeez, how many are these? 5? Sorry for sounding like such a young virgin boy, but gosh damn. Even though, of course, yes, I am a woman, age 30. Don't look it, though. Want to. Because maybe then people would take me a little more seriously, but I actually look like a kid. Unfortunate. It's not technically unfortunate because, you know, there is some perks to looking young, but let's just put it in a more blunt state. When you look young, you have a tendency to have the wrong members of the world, who will literally, let's just say Shirley Temple is the word to describe on what would happen if you looked young. If any of you have done the whole, what is it called? The whole idea of Shirley Temple, or the study of it at least. Because Shirley Temple was, well, she was practically forever young. And she unfortunately had moments alone with said producers, directors who would lock the door behind her for obvious reasons. In fact, so obvious that even parents would scoff at the idea. But of course, back then, children didn't have as much help from parents for that reason. Because they didn't want to be known as the parent with a kid that such and such and such and such happened. But of course, that's what every parent is expected to make their children avoid. Don't get me wrong, children should avoid it. It's just back then it wasn't as important to some people. Now don't get me wrong, you might be one of those kids that have a parent who truly does protect you from such occasions. But sometimes young looks do draw the wrong attention. Literally. Although, of course, that should be more than enough detail to let you know why I don't like looking young. Because when you have the chubby cheeks and whatnot, and look small, short, and a little bit on the meek side, or if you were to flip the M around, you'd know what I meant. So when you look a little bit meek, some people think that's... what's the best word to put it as? I mean, I'll let you put the word in the comments if you want to, but I'm pretty sure everyone already has the idea on that matter. Or at least a acknowledgement of such. Although, to be honest, such things don't get around or being said as much, so not many people do actually know what I'm actually going at, for matter of fact. Okay. Guess I'll be putting the pants there then. Well, anyways, let's see. Where's the other boot, though? Not once seen a single boot. Oh, I can turn these things around. Okay, then. Anyways, let's see. Oh, now bathroom. Okay. In fact, you know what? See, since I unpacked this, I might as well put that there. A mug really shouldn't be in the bathroom unless you're using it for toothbrush and toothpaste type reasons. If anyone knows that concept. Alright. What next? Oh my goodness, really? Oh well. Actually, that actually should be in the bathroom. Soap. There we go, but turn it in the room. Since that's where you sleep, right? Yeah. Waffle iron. Yep, that is actually a cutting board. For a moment there, I thought that was the thing that, you know. Oh, okay, then I guess I had to put appliance there. Okay. Guess that's good enough. Guess the cover can't come off, so there. Oh wait, that's a garbage liner, ain't it? Package of sponges. There we go. There. There. Then on top of that. That there. Computer room. Okay then. You look fine. But they're like that right now. Can opener. Sponge. Water boiler. Other boot. Well, I guess there is another boot. It's peeler? Yeah, it's peeler, I think. Does that say salt? Or does it say? I'll just put it there. Seasoning. Paper towels. Spoon. Oh, I took care of the spoons, oh well. Maybe those are just serving spoons. gonna stay in there. I forgot to take care of this. To put this away. Now I can take care of that. Guess no. Here then? No. Well, let's take care of the toaster first. Good, it's finally where it needs to be. That's better. Guessing this is actually toothpaste. Guess that's gonna have to go there for right now. Keep mistaking the buttons for something else. There we go, that's better. And done. I never had anything luxurious like this when I was back in 2007. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave this at this very spot. Done recording.